Hello everyone, welcome back to my short video series. And today I will be talking about one topic which is highly requested, and that is how to deal with stress. So if you really want a quick fix answer from me, and that would be, a one-liner, that would be question your stress, deep dive, and discover the reason to really understand how to deal with stress. So, first, let's understand there is no shortcut to this. No amount of tips, no amount of reading, no amount of listening to podcast or anything through which you intellectually understand stress will help you. But if you really want to deal with stress, which is very, very important for leaders and everybody, at this point in time, then you have to really get to the foundation, the basics, and try to see it from that level. And whenever we have awareness around something, we have a choice as to what do we do, right? And then we can commit to the choice that will best serve us and accordingly move forward. So I have used a full form of stress through my own creativity and understanding and learning. And to really get into the point how to deal with stress, let's first see what stress is about and why we feel that stress. Because you will observe that two different people in the same situation, they react differently, they respond differently, and they create different results. Now, and I'm saying this because at this point I know of some companies who are really doing great stuff for people, and there are some companies who are really resorting to the typical ways of layoffs and all of that. So response is very different. So let's understand stress. S, seeing the illusion, not the truth. T, thinking excessively. R, reacting versus responding. E, expectations. S, superficiality. And another S is struggling to adapt. So if you really deep dive, you will find that there are some things which really causes stress. Excessive amount of thinking, intellectually really getting into it, but viscerally not feeling. Expectations, inability to adapt, which is also to deal with skills, the coping mechanisms that we have, refusing to accept the truth and just doing and creating from that space, which leads to nothing. So in a way, it is how we are actually responding to what is happening around us, and how we respond has got to do with our internal psyche. The way we think, the way we see the things, the way we interpret, the way we delete, distort, generalize things, and what we feed into our system. Because every thought, it has an emotional response, a body responds to it, and as a result of which we act in a particular way and we create results. Okay, so fundamentally it boils down to our inner resilience power. That means our access to our inner resourcefulness. And stress is nothing but our inability to get access to that, our inability to see how to navigate through when we have a problem or a challenge. And so we sort of get into that victimizing thoughts and mode, and so our body responds in a particular way, because like I said, science also says that every thought has an emotional response to it and a physical response to it, and thus we get panicky, we get very, very scared, and to the point that it leads to inaction, right? So this is the kind of practice, keep reminding ourselves about sieving the thoughts which is not serving and putting only the thoughts which will reframe our mind to get access to that creativity, spontaneity and resourcefulness. That's a practice which will never happen if you just read a book, or if you learn some tips or listen to a podcast or something like that. But it's a practice that you have to resort to, the habits of the successful people. It doesn't happen overnight. You have got to practice it, and that's the time when you need support to be really able to see what is holding you back. Okay, so this is the thing which I have for you right now, and you know that I never say things which is superficial but deep, and which needs you to take some action, which needs you to pay some price to get the reward of what you're looking at. All right. So I hope this helps, and I would love to hear your comments, questions, and counter questions, and I would be happy to reflect on that. Until next, take care, and I wish you all a stress-free life. Bye-bye.